Previously on InfluencerU, I spoke with some of the most talented influencers at Howard University and learned more about their journeys and goals. This season, you will see some fresh faces and, of course, welcome back familiar faces with more insight and more stories. Get ready for Season 2 of InfluencerU. Hello and welcome back to Season 2 of InfluencerU. Woo! I'm so glad to see everyone again. Here I will be talking to the best of the best in the Black creative sphere, from filmmakers to hairstylists to models and more. I will be sitting down one-on-one with influencers to find out more about their experiences in their niche. It's your girl, Evan Elena, and let's see who will influence you today. So today, class, we will be having two amazing ladies coming here to join us today, the dream team of comedy sketch shows, if you will. One of which you all should remember from last season, which is Trevonae Williams, which we're so glad to have her back again. And we also will be having Loren Dooley accompanying her here today. They're both Howard University students, and they're going to be here talking more about their recently released project, which is a sketch show on Spotlight Network entitled Thee Runaround Sketch Show. So welcome, ladies. I'm so glad to have you here on the show today. Really quick. So can I just say, you guys are like the dream team of sketch comedy shows. If HBO doesn't pick it up, I don't know what's wrong with them.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I really was cackling. I watched it like 3 times last night. I was dying. It was so hilarious.
I like it.
I really loved it. And because it was so nice to see something like that from Spotlight, which I know you talked about on your story the other day, Trevonae. You were like, I didn't see a lot of this going on, so I wanted to bring it in myself. And I really appreciated seeing that, because we need that on campus too. Thanks,
Evan. That's so nice.
Literally,
yeah.
No, I love y'all. So, but with that said, can you guys kind of go into more detail about the sketch show and kind of like what inspired you to start this whole production in general?
So for the sketch show, I think, like I said before, I always wanted to bring something that was scripted and entertaining to Spotlight, because Spotlight has obviously been doing well, for decades, but I felt like, and I realized that there was a big focus on broadcast journalism for television purposes, as opposed to like other shows for like entertainment purposes. And so I think as I've been going through Howard, even though I'm a journalism major, I think I started to lean more towards the TV film side of things and the entertainment side of things, which is why I ended up minoring in playwriting, so I could get experience with, writing scripts and developing stories that were fictional, that I didn't have to use the who, what, where, when, all that stuff. Right. So, I was speaking to Rob, who is now the general manager. We were both, last year I was the creative director for Spotlight and he was an executive producer. And we were both talking about just the big ideas we have to rebrand Spotlight and give people the opportunity to create content that's different from what Spotlight's been doing before. And like I said, I've been getting experience with writing. And when I was thinking about what I would write, I said, well, I should write a comedy, because I feel there's so many things that happen in my life and I'm like, there's no way I can keep this to myself. Like, the world needs to hear this. Like, it's the type of person, like, at first glance or listen, you're like, that's not funny. It's actually kind of crazy. How can we theatricalize that? I said, let's do it. Sketch comedy. So I started like reading books about like writing comedy and stuff like that and doing research. But from this is obviously the first time I've done something like this. So a lot of it is just, trial and error. But it's been amazing to work with the writers and the cast and the crew, because they're hilarious too. So it's a great collaborative creative process.
I think Trev said, Trev put me on to her idea. And when she told me about it, it was just amazing. Like, I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome, because we ended up talking about, like, I was on Spotlight freshman year, and it was just like very broadcast journalism. So we haven't really seen anything that, expands the creative side, and something that's also a comedy, like a sketch show, but also bringing like a very much like cinematic, like TV and film lens to it. So yeah, it was just an awesome idea that I'm very grateful Trev had, asked me to be a part of.
Here's the thing. Anytime Loren gets to talking like this, I'm like, woody. I tell Loren all the time that the production would be nowhere near the caliber that it's at without her. I'm grateful that Loren agreed to sign up, because Loren is a busy girl, book and busy girl, super talented. She didn't have to say yes, but she did. And every day on set, I'll just be there in the background watching in awe, just watching her do her thing. Because I knew if I was at the helm of what she's doing as director, I don't know half the things that, she knows. So working with Loren I feel like I'm learning every day, but it's also, we always joke about how it doesn't feel like work. Yeah. Because we'll be on set cackling. We're getting home at midnight cackling, like, okay, see you tomorrow. Like, it's never serious, but it's just super fun. And Loren really inspires me, so I'm just really happy to work with her.
100%. Like, I echo everything Trev said about me to Trev. Like, I love working with Trev, and this is the second thing that we worked on. We started out Yard Talk together, so we already kind of knew we worked really well together. And so to kind of be at the top of this and kind of orchestrating it all together, especially we were both very hands-on with it in the first episode that we edited, showrunner, producer, director. It definitely is just very much such an enjoyable process. And I say this all the time because Trev being the leader of it, she kind of set the tone for how this would even come to life. And she said it in such a positive, creative, also just very welcoming and open atmosphere for not just me, but for all the cast on the crew, that it was kind of just so easy to piggyback off of that, and just to allow us to all just be creative and just have fun together, but also get the work done. And so Trev has been awesome to work with, and it's just kind of set the tone for how the cast and the crew and everybody, even the actors, how everything just interacts with each other. And it's been very, very, very fun.
Alrighty. Well, I just love hearing all the great things that y'all have to say about each other. And I definitely feel like it's portrayed through the show as well. Even just the end credits where you guys are all just kind of hanging out, making cackling, making little jokes on the end credits. I just thought that was so funny. And it was really nice to just to see that it translates on screen as well. So yeah.
I just have to, because there's so, you don't know the half yet. There's so many things that happen when we're filming. I'm like, this is gonna make a great blooper reel, because it's just one room full of unserious people, cast and crew alike.
Very.
That's what I'm still working on the blooper reel, but just know, that's why it's so much fun, because in between
a whole episode just of bloopers. Really.
And you know what? Coming soon.
Yeah. Let me get my little producer tag at the bottom if y'all use that.
Yeah. We'll talk. My people talk to your people.
Right. No. So Trevonae, you talk about how your minor is in playwriting, and we all know that you were just gallivanting across the Hollywood Walk of Fame this summer and all the experience that you got with that program. So I kind of just wanted to ask, what parts of those experiences do you feel allowed you to be the best you could be as showrunner, and what particular experiences from really anything really just allowed you to feel you were confident in the role that you were committing to?
I want to start off by saying gallivanting is crazy. Gallivanting is crazy. But I think being a part of the Howard Entertainment Program and getting the chance to intern with a top production studio and living in LA for 3 months, it genuinely changed my life, and it changed my perception of myself. Like, I can say for sure that I left LA in August a much different Trevonae than I was when I got there in May. I think when I got there, I made a vow to myself to not second guess myself so much, walking into rooms like I was supposed to be there, and allowing my personality to shine through and not worrying about, how others would perceive me. And I think in doing that, and then also being in a city like LA that's just so dynamic, and it's filled with so many creative people, and just it's the place where everything happens, And so I think being there, it really it was very fulfilling, and I really fell in love with the city. And I think I decided, being there and just falling in love with it, I decided that I want to go back. And I want to go back because I want to be able to create things that have an impact the same way how I was seeing things being created around me. And then I decided that, I don't necessarily have to wait until I get back to LA, and get some type of job. I don't know what my career path is going to look like. Obviously I'm not going to become a top executive showrunner for some HBO show at 22. But, I have those goals, and, I had the creativity, and I had the passion, and I had the platform with Spotlight. And I really thought about it long and hard over the summer. But after coming back, I just had this new sense of confidence and resolve, and I knew I didn't know it all, but I knew that I knew enough, and I had enough passion and confidence to at least try. And so I was telling Loren the other day that I knew that I have I have a tendency to have ideas or have things I'm passionate about, and then let fear and procrastination kind of take a hold on them, and then they kind of fizzle out. And so I told her that as soon as the semester started, I made sure to jump on it, start putting things into place, start talking to people who I wanted to collaborate with to bring the project to life, because I knew this could be something impactful, not only for me, but for the people who I collaborate with and for the audience. So yeah, I feel like being in LA definitely solidified that,
Yeah, I love that. And I'm glad that you didn't let procrastination or even just fear kind of block you from that. I feel like we all experience that. I feel like it takes on a different toll on each person, obviously, but I'm definitely glad you had people in your corner that were willing to push you and help you just continue past those feelings.
Yeah.
So Loren, I did also want to ask, Miss Director, Miss Producer Director, all
she was in LA too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah,
she was gallivanting too.
So as Loren was also gallivanting, as I hear this just in, I wanted to hear about your process when it comes to directing. Do you have a specific approach? Are there certain things that you're looking for specifically? And what goes through your mind when you're on set?
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, I'm a big person. I realized early on, writing is not my ministry. I realized I was I can do it, but it's just not one of those things that just naturally just comes and flows. But just seeing something and taking a vision that's already put on paper and bringing it to life is something that I do find fairly easy, because I'm able to just when I go through a script and when I get a script, I break it down. I do a script breakdown. I highlight it all. I kind of see it in my head before I even start the storyboarding process. So I'm able to really kind of articulate what I want, and I'm trying to get better at it. But definitely,
he's amazing. I know you see me rolling my eyes when she showed me that script breakdown. Evan, I said, what is, and Cardi B's oh my God, what is that? Beer color, colors all over the page. And I'm and she's okay, so red means this, green means this. And I'm I didn't know that this much detail and thought went into it. But I'm telling you, Loren is such a professional. The way how she does things, it just. So I need to get better at it. You're pissing me off now. You're already amazing.
Thanks, Trev. Thank you. But yeah, I think just like really like sitting with the script and really sitting with the idea and the vision that we're trying to bring really helps me out as far as like articulating it to actors and then to our DP and like camera and audio and just making sure everybody's on the same page. I think for me is one of the biggest things. And also I think as a director too, like it's not solely your vision. Like, so be open enough to take a feedback from everybody that's on set, from PAs to writers to just actors, like anybody that you're working with, and be like, okay, because your vision is not always the best in the room at all times. So I think to be able to know that and to be able to like, oh, let's blend these two visions together. Like, how about we like orchestrate this and all this kind of stuff. So just being adaptable, I think also has helped me throughout my process to get just the best holistic product out to the world. And it's very fun. I find it very fun. I find it very intriguing and interesting, and it never feels like work, truly. So I think that's one of my like kind of my process.
Yeah, I love the adaptability part too, because I think even with journalism, for me at least, like I'm so dead set on something, and then you get there and things just aren't like, you could just show up to set or on location for something and it's just not how you thought it was going to end up being. So I think that that's a amazing point to point out for everyone in anything that they're doing. Just like adaptability is key. So I think this is one of my last questions. What do you hope that your viewers gain from watching this series?
I think I view comedy as like a way to speak about or confront real life issues, but through levity. I think that's why I love comedy so much, because it doesn't hit you full force. Like you'll laugh, you'll chuckle, you'll giggle, but then like after the credits are done rolling, like you might be, thinking about something. And so because this show, the idea for the runaround for me was to highlight college experiences in general, but specifically HBCU experiences, because that's what me and the writers know, life as a 20-something, and also highlighting things that are unique and special to DMV culture. And so when people watch this, I want them to laugh. I want them to remember something crazy that happened to them or their friend. I want them to see something and be like, oh my gosh, like that would literally only happen on Georgia Ave, and then it's also funny because we're really intentional about not using like actual names that are related to the school. We don't want no legal implications. Me not have lawyer money, right? Which is why there's always Harris College, you know what I mean? Like, but it really is, the show is just like a microcosm of the things that even if we haven't been through it, we know that people have been through it. And during our time here at Howard, we've just seen things that are so unique to our experience. So I want to like highlight those things, but also celebrate those things in a way that makes people laugh, like makes people feel good. So
yeah. I piggyback everything Trev said. I think just holistically, like people to really just enjoy it and have a good time when they watch the show, and to be like, yeah, that's something that I relate to. Oh my gosh, that's happened to me. Oh my God, that could happen to me. Just different things like that, and just to keep it lighthearted. And I hope people really see the love and like the passion behind what we're doing with the whole program and the sketch show and just everything that goes into it. I hope people really see the hard work that everybody has put in and just enjoys it really, like, and just has a good time with it. It's a great concept and I've enjoyed my time. So yeah.
I agree. Like, I just want people to enjoy it. Like, when I thought about how I wanted to change the landscape of the content that Spotlight put out, like I would always say I want Spotlight to put things out that you would pull up, like when you just come home and you have some food and you're like, I need to watch something while I'm eating. Like, I want us to make that type of content, like you can sit down and watch it like all the way through, or you could be like cleaning your room while it's on, then you'll hear something and turn around like, that is so funny, like either way, it's like like Loren said, and it's enjoyable. So I think that's like the overall goal, just making people feel good, have a good time. Yeah.
I hope it like takes a life of its own too. Like I hope after me and Trav, this is our senior year, but after we're gone, it continues and it's a thing. We come back for homecoming because we just had homecoming. We come back and like, oh, it's part of the sketch show. It's like, oh, that's awesome. Like to see it thrive on its own.
Well, I just want to commend you both. Just give a little round of applause because I just think you guys are doing something amazing. And again, I feel like it will have longevity even beyond your time here at Howard, or even if you guys turn it into something even bigger. I think that I would enjoy seeing that and watching you guys just grow this whole experience as well. I definitely appreciate y'all being on here so much. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long because I know, Loren, you gotta go live your life, have your nice little Sunday night. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys again. Thank you for being on the show. And I can't wait to see more of your sketch show. I will be tuning in. Is it weekly? Is it, tell me that part. Is it weekly?
Based on the schedule right now, it's looking like it's going to be more of a monthly thing, just based on how the production schedule works. It's like first week of writing, then the second week of like finalizing scripts, storyboarding, casting, then the week of filming. And then it's so... we're also students, so we try to give ourselves some time, but it's looking like it's going to be a little monthly thing. So there's definitely going to be 2 more episodes for the rest of the semester. So stay tuned for that.
Yes. All right. Well, that's good to know because I was going to be texting you on Saturday, like, hello.
Not fiending, like, whoa, when's the next?
Right.
It's like your YouTube channel, like you just keep us waiting. Not too much.
All right. Well, I did want to let you guys go and have the rest of your beautiful Sunday night. And thank you again for letting me interview you. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for reaching out. I'm so excited.
I got to reach out to y'all. Y'all was on the top of my list. Y'all was on top. Alrighty, well, I want to give a special thank you again to these 2 amazingly talented ladies for joining us here today and talking more about their experience working together and on their new project. Make sure you guys tune into that. They said right now it's going to be a monthly project, so make sure you guys hit up Spotlight Network to see episode 1 of Thee Runaround Sketch Show. I also want to thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure you guys drop a like and comment who you would want to see on future episodes of InfluencerU. And of course, hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on more episodes coming your way very soon. Again, my name is Evan Elena, and don't forget, your greatest power is your influence. Use it for good. See y'all next time.